Hello and welcome back to another week of discovering more about the 72 name of God. And this week we are focusing, as it corresponds with the dates of this week, of the combination of Chet Bet Vav. I know I've mentioned it a little bit last week and I wanted to elaborate more, as the energy of connecting to departed souls exists more for us as an assistant to each one of us in our process of growth, in our spiritual growth, of course. So when we're looking at Chet Bet Vav and this letter's combination, and we connecting to maybe souls of loved ones that left us maybe this year or in general in our life, of course there's so much pain in that, and we're trying to keep their memory in our life. And hopefully that we have done some reconciliation / forgiveness process with those departed souls if needed. And if not, this is really the time. If not, this is the time that we should start to connect. So let's see, like throughout history, and especially through the righteous stories that we are been hearing from our teachers, inspiring stories, how one can connect with a departed soul, whether through dreams or different messages, and connecting, and how we can use this tool this week to connect and get maybe more clarity, to pray to get answered, and so forth. You know, there's the story of the Baal Shem Tov. Baal Shem Tov was one of the greatest Kabbalists exist, and there's the story about his student, and his student that was named the Magid of Mezrich. There are different tradition stories about it, but one of them is that the wife of the Magid really urged him that he will go to the Baal Shem Tov. As it's known that the Baal Shem Tov was the one that really created so much miracles in people's life and healed people, and of course delivers so much great messages of joy and happiness to the world. And the Magid, which had issues, health issues with his legs that really bothered him for so many years, told his wife, I don't know if this is the right thing or not, but you know what, since you told me, you keep urging me to go. He traveled to the Baal Shem Tov, and the travel was really long. And as he approached the Baal Shem Tov house, he was welcomed in, but he was never given really full attention. And he was upset. He was upset that he didn't get that attention that he thought that he will get, because he was the Magid. He was also a great Kabbalist of its time, and how come he doesn't get the respect? And he wanted to get to speak with the Baal Shem Tov. Anyway, the whole weekend, Shabbat, it's coming back and forth, he's not really receiving attention, till the last morning that the Magid really wanted to go home and says, I'm done with this. The Baal Shem Tov doesn't give me any attention. What's going on here? The Baal Shem Tov called him to actually send to be called to him with his assistant. And the assistant went to the Magid and asked him to come over. The Baal Shem Tov wanted to see you now. So he went to see the Baal Shem Tov, and he saw that the Baal Shem Tov is actually studying. And he told, the Baal Shem Tov told him, okay, come, open this book and tell me what is the message, what is the lesson that you can share with me. So the Magid opened the book and shared with the Baal Shem Tov the interpretation to the lesson that he was just reading, and with such tremendous knowledge and in very precise way. And the Baal Shem Tov, he says, okay, give me the book and let's see what are the interpretations. And in the lesson, in the script, we're mentioning the different names of the righteous people: Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, that obviously departed the world that time, and angels. And as the Baal Shem Tov's mentioning the names of Abraham shows up. His energy shows up. Jacob, energy there. Isaac, energy there. Angels. The Magid was like so surprised to see all the angels and the Avraham Avinu, Yitzchak, Yaakov, everyone is there. He was like surprised and in awe. The Baal Shem Tov just told him, and obviously they learned from the Zohar. And the Baal Shem Tov told him that, the way you study is with no soul. And if you really want to connect to the light of the Creator and to the real essence of the lessons, you need to open your heart. And as we learn from the story, nothing can really be done without opening our heart. And the moment we open ourselves to the possibilities of those angels to come in our life and to appear, and the righteous people appear in our life, it's like we need to know that we need to connect through our heart. So this is one story of connection. There are so many stories, and I want to share with you another story about the Ari. The Ari that used to live in Tzfat, he got a message that he needs to teach Rabbi Chaim Vital and to transfer him the information. So the Ari would have revealed himself to dreams to Rabbi Chaim Vital, who lived in Damascus at that time. And in every dream that the Ari came to him, told him, you need to come to me because I need to teach you and I need to transfer you information. And Rabbi Chaim Vital at that time was like really famous, even more than the Ari. And every time he had a dream with the Ari, he used to share it with his students and says, I have this guy that's coming to me from Tzfat, from the city of Tzfat, coming to me in my dream to teach me. And he told me like he wants to teach me. And they were kind of like, I wouldn't say making jokes, but who's this guy? Who's this guy, right? At the end of what happened is that the Rabbi Chaim Vital was reading a section from the Zohar that was very difficult for him to understand. So he remembered that that person that kept showing up in the dream. He says, you know what? Anyway, I need to go to Israel. I need to take care of some business. I'll go to Tzfat and I'll meet with this person. So Rabbi Chaim Vital went to Tzfat, came to the Ari, and as he was about to share with the Ari why he came, the Ari told him, hold on, I know. You came because of this section from the Zohar. He opened the Zohar section. Then you tried to figure this out. You had a certain interpretation. Let me tell you what is this about. So Rabbi Chaim Vital was in shock, like how he knew everything. But this was awakening the desire really for Rabbi Chaim Vital to stay in Israel and to be the student of the Ari. As we see, like we can connect to the departed soul, whether as we open in the book of the Zohar and as we get in messages through the dreams, or through opening our heart. And I wanted to share with you more when it's come to Rav and Karen Berg. So I want to share with you some two sections from the book, Two Unlike People, just to really awaken the awe of the ability for us to connect with departed souls. So in chapter 2, Karen is saying, when you look at the history of the great Kabbalists, you'll see that my husband exemplified many qualities of the legendary teachers who have gone before him. His soul contained Rabbi Akiva's fearlessness, Rabbi Shimon's certainty that the Zohar would bring the redemption to the world. The Ari brilliance, the Baal Shem Tov accessibility, Rav Ashlag tenacity, and Rav Breinwein's heart. This attribute allowed him to achieve what no one had ever accomplished before: fully open up Kabbalah to the world. And as it continues, Karen is continuing to give an example of that. I once stood with the Rav and our sons at the graves of Rav Ashlag and Rav Breinwein, who are buried side by side in Har HaMenuchot Cemetery in Jerusalem. The Rav began talking to the spirit of his teachers. "You have to help me in all the work I'm doing," he said to them. "You have to help me. Do you know why? Because I'm your servant." The Rav believed with every fiber of his being, as I do, Karen says, that the highest attainment of this lifetime is service to those who teach us to act on behalf of the light of the Creator. And from the moment he met Rav Breinwein, my husband was on his way. So what we have been hearing from this, and what we are learning from this. Now we shared with you about the connecting to departed souls of righteous people. And we are able to connect with them through different actions that we can take this week, through lessons that we can learn that they have taught us, for example, from Rav and Karen Berg. Any lessons that you can come across this week that it's so inspiring. We connect into their light, to the inner light, to the surrounding light, whatever they bring everything that they brought to the world. By connecting to the lessons, we connect into their teachers and their teachers, as Karen mentioned here in this book. We can apply the tool of connecting to the messages through using the 72 name of Chet Bet Vav to get messages from any righteous person that you connect to. It's a Rav Breinwein, Rav Ashlag, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, Ari, Rav and Karen Berg. Each one of them that you connect to, and of course there are many more that I haven't mentioned. And how we can connect to them? Before we go to sleep, we can use the letter of Chet Bet Vav to get any certain message of clarity. We can ask that they can come to us in our dreams, like we shared of the Ari came to the dream to Rabbi Chaim Vital. We can also light a candle, and through the candle, it's connecting to the soul of the righteous person, and pray and ask and connect. Because the tzaddikim, or the righteous people, the departed soul, they are a conduit to connect with the light of the Creator. They carry our message and they support us in this physical world. We can pray, we can talk directly. And of course, I haven't mentioned also the departed souls of our loved one. I don't know about you, but I'm sure some of you get different messages from departed souls. Like, for example, for me, both of my parents passed away, and I sometimes connecting to them, again, through weather message, or if I cook something in the kitchen, I cook a dish that my mom used to make me, so I connect to her soul through the dish. My grandma that I'm named after her, when she passed away, before she passed away, she came to me in the dream to say goodbye. And that was so profound when she came to say that she is leaving this world and she just wanted to say goodbye while I'm here in the United States and she's in Israel. It just indicates the level of connection that we have with the soul connection. So I'm sure you all have great stories of connecting with those angels that surrounding you and help you. And in Chet Bet Vav, and if you will connect also to your own personal 72 name, each one of us have our own personal 72 name based on our date of birth that we can connect to. And if you do not know how to do, you can connect. It's one of the services I provide to explain how your personal 72 name can support you and help you and show us more about your characteristic and what is the thing that you need to work on. But the reason I'm sharing this time, because every letter from the 72 name is a beginning of a name of an angel. So if we look at any combination that there are 3 letters, which means there are 3 angels that are there to support each one of us in our process. So while we meditate in a certain name or even our personal name, I see it like angels waiting in a restaurant, waiting to serve us, and the only thing that they're waiting for is for us to ask. So this week, as we connecting to the righteous people, while we studied with them, or we light candle, or we pray, or we ask that they will come through our dreams, as I shared, you can connect also to your own personal 72 name, to your own angels, to ask them to bring you clarity in areas that you need, to support you in any, if it's a challenge that you are in, and or just to say thank you and appreciate that they were in your physical life and that they continue to guide you while they're also departed to their world. So this is this week that we get assistant and that we connect to the light that those souls bring every day to our life. So it's awakening appreciation in our life towards them. It's awaken awe. It's awaken love for those who we are missing in our life and those who we don't know in a personal level, but as a righteous people, we know that we can learn from them. We can learn from, let's say, Abraham's stories, life stories, how he overcame certain challenges, that it can inspire us. So any other character of a righteous person that we know from the biblical story, by connecting to their lesson. It also brings me to talk about death in general. Like this week, we can see areas in our life that not necessarily is about death of a person, but death that represent in our physical life, death which mean areas in our life that we feel dead end, that we have no solution, or we don't know what to do, or we kind of feel like stuck. So obviously when we have this feeling, it's awakening emotion of maybe frustration, of despair, and knowing what to do, right? So the idea is that this week is also through this name of Chet Bet Vav, is to open ourselves up to see the various possibilities, how to handle a certain situation, and to remove this debt from every areas in our life, like relationship, business, health, and so forth. So it's a great opportunity to remove those limitations with the awakening, the possibilities and the messaging coming to our life through Chet Bet Vav. Again, like every week, I would love to hear from you. It's so much like many great stories that I'm getting from you when you're applying the tools, when you're doing the workshop I'm suggesting. It's like so inspiring. Continue to share. Rachel.madar@kabbalah.com. Thank you so much for joining me, and we'll talk about other 72 name combination in our next session. Thank you.